You're listening to the new 91.5 WGLZ, West Liberty, West Virginia.
And we're back.
We are back.
I wonder how many people just thought we were really weird after that break and stared into the abyss. I just want to say, guys, not to get off subject here, but who is saying this on the radio?
Yeah.
Can you think of anyone who's saying this kind of stuff?
I really can't.
You know what I mean?
I know a lot of people have talk shows, and I'm not hating on anybody's talk show or anything, but I don't feel anybody.
I don't hear anyone having such a real conversation like this. You always hear the deepest stuff I'll ever hear on the radio is politics,
right?
And that's as deep as they go.
Yeah,
but they don't go really into the essence of everything. So I really just am happy to be doing this, and really happy we have the opportunity to do this.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
Yeah, this is incredible. So I was going to just come back in and just finish off where I am now and what I think.
Okay.
So I've realized I'm nuts, and people are nuts, and I do have a sense of spirituality. I've noticed I was atheist for a second. I'll say that I was an atheist for a second, and what drove me back from that, guys, is I realized the physical laws of nature, and I started to appreciate that. I started to appreciate gravity. I started to take a ball and drop it in front of me and think, that's bizarre, and to appreciate that really. That there is this natural force that is constant, that is absolute, to our knowledge, everywhere in the known universe. That is everywhere. That there is, I think it's 4 natural forces. It's gravity, electromagnetism, and strong and weak force. These are the fundamental 4 physical laws of nature. Now, I think that I'm not going to say what God or what nature is. I kind of use those words interchangeably. I kind of put them into the same sort of category. But there is a sense of intelligence. There is a sense of a construction. There is a sense. I would think that if it was all chaotic, if it was all nonsense, these forces wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. Gravity wouldn't be constant. It would break. It wouldn't. Every time you drop a ball, it would change. It would change with different elevations. In a controlled environment, it would change each time, but it doesn't. It's constant. We prove it. It's real in the physical reality of nature. It's real.
Right. So
that kind of brought me back out of that atheism to re-examine the world and to really, take in and appreciate that. That. I guess I just got caught up in the anti-church or whatever, but something. Let me say it like this, and I said this before, but something unknown is doing what we don't know what. Okay, so something out there is happening. Okay, whatever that means, and we have no idea what it is. We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg of understanding our environment. We don't even understand the entire Earth yet. We don't understand the bottom of our seas. We haven't explored all that. We haven't mapped out the depths of our ocean. We haven't we don't have a Google underwater Earth yet. We haven't went there. We don't know what's down there.
Right.
We assume it's just weird fish, but we really don't know. We really don't know. And there's so much more things to discover, and it's just I think that concept, that appreciation for gravity really brought me out of that. To realize how bizarre gravity really is, and that's another thing. I feel like in my physics class, he never said it like that. He never said, it's so weird. Look at this. Watch this, guys. I'm going to drop a piece of paper. I'm going to drop a ball. Can you appreciate it? Do you get it? Do you get it? And they don't emphasize it like that in the school system. At least not at West Liberty. I just feel like they didn't emphasize it like that, And
right.
I feel like and the kids don't get that kind of appreciation for the material. It's I just found it so interesting. Well, help me to understand why you find it so interesting. Really break that stuff down. And another thing that really made me come out of the atheism is the appreciation for the human body and organic matter itself. And what I mean by that is how our cells inherently know what to do to take care of us. How they know how to reproduce, how they know how to divide, how they have this innate nature in them. That it's an intelligence that we don't think heart beat, or we don't think cells divide, or get rid of that germ, I got a cold. You know, we don't think that. It inherently knows to do that through evolution or whatever, but there is a sense of intelligence in that nature. Nature has intelligence. Nature has intelligence. It does. It has intelligence. And that brought me, I guess, to an agnostic theist, I guess, because I always feel like I'll still have my spiritual roots in Christianity, I guess. That whenever I pray, I talk to myself a lot, and it's like I'm counseling myself, but I'm also sort of praying in that sense. Like I'll talk to myself, and it's like I'm speaking. I don't want to say I'm speaking with God, or it's like I'm talking to the soul, to nature, to myself, and that is my prayer, and that is what I feel I will do before I will pass on. And I know that is my that is my theology. That is my theology of life. Is that innate nature is God. That intelligence of gravity and all the other forces, and the natural biological makeup of how our cells know what to do is my God, if you will. That's my God. Because I mean, I remember in my biology class, I even called it out with the teacher. I was like, how do these cells inherently know what to do, man? Yeah, that's a really good question. That's what he said to me. That's a really good question, Tyler. You know, that's where I'll get all religious on you, is what he said to me. And I'll bring that stuff up in my physics class. Like, how does this just inherently know what to do? You know, gravity just knows. That's a really good question, Tyler. I don't know. Yeah. Why don't you tell us that? Why do I got to call it out, man? Right. You know, like, and I just feel, and you know what it comes from? Philosophy. Philosophy was the foundation for that. Philosophy was the original creator of inspiration, if you will, I think. So that's where I'm at now. And I've sort of wanted to devote my life, in a sense, because I'm a musician like you. You know, we're both musicians, and I love to play music, but I really feel like I'm torn between this kind of stuff and, like, music, you know, because I really feel like this kind of stuff is, like what could be more important than this stuff? I mean, even playing music, like, you could sing about this stuff, and that could be a good outlet too. So I'm trying to, like, combine these two into one, you know, entity. But right now they're kind of divided. But you know, sometimes I feel like even playing music isn't researching, you know, these kinds of thoughts, or reading up on Plato, or reading up on the ancient philosophers of Greek, or even modern philosophers and things like that. So I really feel torn, you know, and I bounce around between so many majors, but you know, here I am right now, and for anyone who's out there, who's, like, listening, I've had these conversations with you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, if I haven't had these kind of conversations with you, you're not, like, my friend. And I'll be real. Yeah. Like, we're not friends until we have these kinds of real talks like that. We're lifelong friends. I swear. Like, we share a moment. We really share. It's like the souls meet. You know what I mean? It's like we're inside of a body, we're inside of an organic matter. And when we have these conversations, our souls meet. And they go through each other, they take things away from each other, they learn from each other, they really walk away, you know, and it's like we have a piece of each other for the rest of our lives. And that's a real friend. When you have those kinds of conversations, that is a real friend. And I have friends, and they know it, like, all over the place. Like, that I'll have friends that, you know, might not be successful in a sense of society, but we have had these conversations, and it'll go to the day we die. Like our friendship, you know, like, we've had these conversations, and no matter what happens, we know we've shared. It's like once you talk that way, you're just like, you've got it, like, together with that person. Like, it's like you share a bond after that. You know what I mean? You really share a bond, and I feel like I really want to share. And I have this tendency where I don't want to, like, push it on people, but I always am trying to creep into it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to slide. I'll throw a little bit out there, and then I'll see how that bait goes. And if they bite on, I'll try to reel that in, and then I'll throw some more out there. And I'm always just urging, just wanting to have that conversation with you, because I really want to know who you are. I don't care about your physical form. I don't care about how you present yourself every day, but I want to know who you really are, because I want to take something away, you know, because it's like I'm an alien. I'm not, but I mean, it's like I'm alien to this world, and I meet people who share a common language with me and who look like me, humans, and I want to try to understand this place better, and I want to really just share like my thoughts and their thoughts, and we could walk away with that and then take a piece of each other for the rest of our lives. Like, and again, that's what really this is all about. You know, for everyone out there, you know, this is about being just completely real with ourselves. And I feel like, honestly, everyone who will get in on this conversation, we're all going to become like, there's going to be a sense of community here, guys. Yeah. Like, we're really going to like get to know who each other is. This isn't some nonsense conversation. You know what I mean? If you don't find this interesting, dare I say it, you're a boring person. And I stand by that. You are. And you could come up and say something to me, but you're a boring person if you don't find this interesting, you know? But if the people out there and the listeners, and I feel like this is going to catch on because I don't hear anyone else saying this stuff, but that we'll really get a sense of community with each other. And I feel like as a college experience, you know, I feel like that'll be an awesome memory and just awesome relationships that will go beyond college. You know, because we meet so many cool people, we're cool, we have cool conversations, but we don't really go here. You know what I mean? We don't go there and really touch that. Right. You know what I mean? And I really know when we have these conversations that we'll have that sense of community with our peers. And, you know, I also want to get teachers in on this, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing, guys. We want to get teachers in to add in, like, expert advice. You know what I mean? Like, this is legit.
Yeah, this is definitely legit.
So I really feel like this will be successful, and I really feel like we're going to get a lot out of this. Not only you and me, but the people who listen. Like, I really... You know, my favorite radio is talk radio. You know, I don't really like to listen to radio for music, you know, to be real. Right. You know, it's like you could... it's so easy to have your own music with you anytime you want, but I mean, you know, talk radio is like the most real, legit thing. And again, the more people we get calling up or, you know, liking us on Facebook, the more likely we get that delay, and you guys would call in, put you on the air, which would be awesome.
That'd be amazing.
Yes. Oh, well, that was right on time. We got to go to break, guys. We'll be right back after the break. Once again, you're listening to The Idea here on 91.5 WGLZ.